people are finally figuring out how to use social networking in business. On apps I use a lot. I forgot about Doppler. I'm on Doppler all the time, but it's because I'm in Europe 5 or 6 times a year. With what's going on with Facebook applications and the ad network that they will come out with, and we and other small people running around trying to do similar things to what they're up to, social networking is finally getting recognized for its great customer acquisition economics. Basically, if you can get people to use your stuff, it's 1/10 the cost or cheaper of any other normal form of customer acquisition. And that's on the social networking side. CPA advertising, so the most strict form of performance advertising, where you're only paying the publisher in the case where your good is sold or your form is filled in or some very, very concrete action well beyond the click is taken, is also going to grow very quickly. But we're at a very hot part of the cycle in the U.S. I think the second .com bust is sometime next year in the U.S. Right, and the bubble is not nearly as big, and the dip will not be nearly as deep or as long. Right, you're talking about a more traditional Silicon Valley downturn of 12 or 15 months, where people are flat, not shrinking, but it's happened every 10 years since the 1950s in Silicon Valley. My father was a product manager for mini computers, right, and was in the cycle in the 60s. There's clearly documented a cycle in the 50s for mainframes, 70s, 80s, the 90s we're all painfully aware of. And we're just going to have another one. The cycles are all 8 to 11 years long. 8 years from the last top is this March.
Oh, okay.
Right. So, we'll be at the minimum cycle length in 6 months. And, it might be a long cycle, but I just don't know why to believe it's going to be a long cycle instead of a short one.
What do you think will trigger that
the Republican Party having no cause to benefit California during an election cycle. No matter what they do, California is going to go Democrat. They're very unfriendly on economic terms to intellectual property-based industries, of which California has 2, and almost no other industry at this point, between Hollywood and Silicon Valley. And our theoretically Republican governor is the worst behaved Republican governor on the planet. God love him, I'm way left, right? I'm part of the reason the Republicans will treat California badly is because, I'm not going to vote for him no matter what they do. And so they will benefit industries with very heavy capital assets, railroads, power, oil, right, which is their base. And they will treat those people very well with macroeconomic policies, particularly around the Republican National Convention and the Democratic National Conventions.
So you think that will take Silicon Valley down?
Once again, not nearly like last time.
Okay.
But what really is keeping everything up in the valley at the moment is advertising pricing.
Okay. And
the advertising market, both offline and online, is getting a little soft. And with any loss of confidence, if even 1 or 2% of the demand goes out of Google keywords, right, a lot of the very high-priced keywords, the pricing will come down. Right? They'll keep getting bought, but they'll get bought at 70 or 80% of the current price, which will have a cascading effect for other people. Right? And a lot of money getting spent off of Google because Google keywords are so expensive will go back to Google, and a bunch of startups will quit getting money.
Okay.